Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I said, it was some questions that I had about parenting,
Hmm.
uh, relationship values. Um, mhm. So my my first question is what what went through your mind when you first found out that you're going to be a dad when you had to man?
Well, as always, it's another phase of life,
Hmm.
and it's a challenge.
Hmm.
Though one can prepare for it, but you cannot really envisage how practical it will
Hmm.
be. Why I
Yeah.
say one can prepare for it is that the moment your wife is pregnant,
Hmm.
you you are amazed,
Mm-hmm.
you are excited, and then a time comes when they tell you begin to buy baby things. At that point, you are highly expectant, and then you begin to imagine your brain. How would the baby look like?
Hmm.
All the excitement was there, to be honest.
Hmm.
And there are times when my wife will feel somehow, and then you can literally see the baby moving in the tummy, turning, you know, kind
Hmm.
of. So that's part of the experience. But the real
Hmm.
thing comes at the point of birth.
Hmm.
Uh, Tommy's birth was very dramatic. That
Hmm.
day, when we got to General Hospital for her to deliver, they had so many
Yeah.
women, and many of them didn't put to bed until maybe a little past 12 in the afternoon. And we just
Hmm.
started hearing when, because unlike private, general will not allow you
Yeah.
to enter the delivery room. So, but
Hmm.
all the men were just pacing about, just waiting and waiting and waiting. So, at a point when we started hearing you just thank God. We don't know whether it's your or not.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
as soon as they all the almost all the women put to bed, they now
Hmm.
transferred them to another ward.
Hmm.
Then they put all the children together. They would now they
Hmm.
now said I was very excited because I didn't even know my wife put to bed first. Because you can't hear any noise, you can't hear anything, just the cry of the baby. So one
Hmm.
of the nurses now saw me in front. He said, "Oh, yeah, point to your own baby."
Hmm.
I don't know whether by instinct or by whatever.
Hmm.
I just pointed to my daughter. And
Hmm.
unknown to me, the moment they deliver, they put
Yeah.
this thing in their hand, the name tag.
Yes. Yes.
So that name tag then was like a plaster. They just wrote Odeyale.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
when I pointed
Okay.
to her, the lady just turned the hand like this, like my wristband now you can see. Just turned the hand.
Yeah.
I said, "Are you Mr. Odeyale?" I said, "Yes." "How did you know?" I said, "I don't know." It just by instinct. The question is, what if I pointed to another baby?
Yeah, to the
Well,
wrong one.
they will just say, no, 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 it's
No,
not your
no,
baby.
yes, yes.
But at least, to the glory of God, I was able to point to her, and
Yeah.
precisely I was right.
Hmm.
So the excitement was
Hmm.
unprecedented. You can't describe
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And that's how July 2nd,
Hmm.
1992,
True. Yeah.
came to us. Most when
Hmm.
I now saw my wife after, you just had to
Hmm.
thank God together. She asked me,
Hmm.
"What's the baby?" I said, "Baby girl." I said, "Thank God." And
Hmm.
the baby today is another mother to the glory of God.
Amino. But
Mhm.
will you say that you were like were you ready or you had to figure it out? Like um being a being a because she was the first one, right? So you say
Mm,
that she you had to figure out like what it meant to you and to be a dad for her and even a husband
yeah.
for support system,
And
the mom.
basically, I think the way God has done it, 9 months gives every husband or would be father
Mm-hmm.
enough
Mm.
notice to prepare.
Mm.
It's not something that comes suddenly. To say,
Yeah.
it's just why now? So the process of 9 months for me
Mm.
was enough preparation.
Mm.
So it didn't come unawares. Uh,
Mm.
it didn't come like, why now? No, there
Mm.
was enough notice to prepare the ground
Mm.
and to be able to uh, also make provision for the baby, which is additional
Mm.
mouth. And
Mm. Yeah.
the journey of becoming a father is so
Mm.
interesting that uh, the excitement really outweighed the the challenges because
Mm.
it comes with its own challenges, but the
Yeah.
excitement is always there to cover up.
Mm. Yeah. And I think that is a that experience of even finding pointing her out might have
Mm,
been that it might be that there's an element of you being a present like you know how if the woman is pregnant sometimes the
mm,
husband can take things personal because I've heard stories of how that period for a woman is there's a lot of emotions and sometimes she might be detached
mm,
from the husband and it's just a period where the husband has to show much more grace and so it
mm-hmm.
might be that but I think it's also testament to how that you're probably very present to enough that
Yes,
you're able to point your own child
yes.
out of so
It
many.
is a clear indication that
Mm.
one was close to the baby right from the womb.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
that
Mm.
closeness, that
Mm-hmm.
fellowship was there because
Mm.
for every one of you, I normally lay hands on my wife's tummy and pray for the baby. So that closeness has always been there,
Mm.
So when it was now time to point to her physically after
Yeah.
birth, I
Mm-hmm.
believe that it was the same instinct that really took
Mm-hmm.
me to that to be able to run into it without any issue.
Mm. Yeah. I think the same thing too. Well, what
Mm.
surprised you the most about being a parent?
Well, being a parent is not really much of a surprise because um,
Mm.
I am a lover of children. I
Mm.
love children with passion. Uh,
Mm.
and thank God for my late mom. She took us
Mm.
through the rudiments of taking care of uh, our siblings. So I fatherhood to me is not of a major challenge
Mm.
because, like every phase of life, whatever
Mm.
you don't prepare for will get the better part of you. And
Mm.
like I said earlier on, being able to weather the storm for 9 months with your wife, except you are withdrawn or she is withdrawn. I think
Mm.
the issue of fatherhood will just flow seamlessly, just like motherhood. So it's
Mm.
something the two of you must be intentional about. It's something
Mm.
the two of you must be decisive about. And when you do that, it it comes seamlessly without any issue. So for me, there's not much of a. In fact, there was no challenge about fatherhood. Uh, it
Mm.
was something one had been eager about, something one
Mm.
has prepared for, And
mm,
it didn't come like a sudden occurrence. More so,
mm,
I was already matured because I was
mm,
when we get back to Tommy, I was already 30, 31 years then. Yes, so it
mm,
was easy for me to flow into it.
mm. But did you also seek counsel from maybe your dad, like or other father figures that you had at the time that maybe lead the
Y- y-
example
y-
or you could ask questions?
Yes, unfortunately, as at that time, my dad was late, and my mother was distant away in the city of Ibadan. But there was one
Mm,
book we bought. I think it's uh, whether pregnancy illustrated or something that will tell you the role of
mm,
a mother, the role of a father.
okay.
You know, as
Mm,
at that time, we didn't have, all these things. You can read them on the internet now. We didn't have the issue of internet there. It wasn't this popular.
yeah.
Virtually everything live, you can look at it from the
Mm-hmm.
internet and pick the one
Mm,
you think is okay with you. So
mm,
I can say that to a large extent really helped. And you see the kind of seminars, programs in churches that we have nowadays, they were not really there then. But I can say
mm,
that book really helped. And then the small orientation we got from my mother when we were being brought up. So I can't really say somebody really mentored me and my wife on how to be a father
mm,
or how to be a mother because those things were not there like today.
yeah.
They are really there
Mm,
today. The internet is
mm,
there, all the social
mm,
media handles, you can do
mm,
so many things.
mm. Yeah, I agree. Uh,
Mm.
because because I always thought like back then there was like more community where people would sit, the elders would sit down with the younger ones and like share, maybe ask questions and
Mm.
so I always thought like that was how things were back then.
No,
But
it wasn't
mm,
this seamless. It's seamless now because uh, Christianity is opening up so many things that,
mm,
like I used to tell people, I said, any marriage that fails now just want to fail. If not, there are avenues, there are interventions that will not allow
mm,
marriage to fail. I think this
mm,
is a benefit of many years of neglect, including this
mm,
fatherhood and motherhood thing. Our own time,
yeah.
there wasn't much. But nowadays, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Mm,
Like when I go to Facebook, I develop a lot of topics. I put them in the faculty for my marriage
okay, yeah.
ministry. But
Mm,
then it wasn't there then. It was very few
yeah.
people that used to do it.
Mm,
But now it's almost everywhere.
yeah. Like people like Pastor Bimbo
Yes,
Dukoya.
Bimbo Dukoya was doing a lot for the youths then,
Yeah, yeah. I'm even going
but
back to some of our
she
videos now.
she was like a lone ranger then.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
It
you
wasn't.
have almost everybody. You
Mm,
have almost everybody doing it,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why we decided that when I became a pastor 22 years ago, we decided
Mm,
that every third Sunday of the month we must have a family super Sunday, and it's still
yeah,
running till today.
yeah.
And it
Mm,
has helped a lot of families how
mm,
they can grow their home, how they can develop their children,
mm,
parenting, so many ways.
mm. Yeah. It's I feel like it's something that every church should
Yes,
encourage too, because
yes,
yeah, family is such an important topic. And
very.
then
Like in the Redeemed
yeah,
Christian Church of God, that the Jew has even mandated every church, every parish to dedicate a Sunday towards meeting the needs of the family.
Mm. Okay.
So, mm,
Hmm. Yeah, it's a very, and I'm also, because I tend to have people like the guy I was on the phone with before this call. You to, people that are men that are trying to create those kind of opportunities, avenues where um we can have this kind of conversations around family. Looking forward to being the fatherhood journey, marriage,
mm, mm,
relationships, friendships, all this kind of things. So yeah, the resources are unlimited today. It's
yes.
just it's good that we have people that are tapping into them, because even as we have them a lot, but a lot of us too are not also taking advantage of those resources, and even the even the elders in our lives, because you also have to ask people questions to know, okay, like how it was for them, like just like I'm asking you questions now, but we having to ask our elders all those questions so that we can have some knowledge of certain things that we might not have considered before, you know. So, like the 9 months thing that you mentioned now, I
Mm,
mean, everybody knows that there's the 9 months period, but I not really sat down and say, oh, there's actually a period of time you can actually, it's a period of time to,
to
um,
prepare.
prepare way ahead enough, because it's not just something
Mm,
that happens, all of a sudden, like you said.
mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm, mm.
yeah. So my next question is, what was the hardest part when uh I would say when I was a baby, but I would say when the four of us were babies, like what
Mm.
did you find like was the most challenging part?
Well, uh, the issue of challenge. You see,
Mm,
challenges are part of life. They make
mm,
life very
mm-hmm,
evolutionary in the sense
mm,
that as we began to, we were, to the glory of God, we were a bit fortunate.
mm-hmm,
Uh, when we first had two of you, the first
mm,
2 years gap, then
mm,
between you and Tosin, we had four. Between Tosin and
mm-hmm,
Temilola, we had another four. So,
yeah,
except for you and Tommy, we didn't
mm,
have to rush and rush like that. Because to be
mm,
very honest, we initially planned for two, but
mm,
as God we have it, God gave us additional two
mm,
without having to do any family planning.
mm,
How
mm,
it happened, we can't really explain. Some people ask me, how did you do it? Did you? I said, no, I don't know. It just shows that God decided to favor me and my wife. So,
mm.
what I would say is that
And the last
the
one is favor.
and the last one happens to be her name is Favor. When we
Favor.
asked God, he said, give her favor, and it's really Favor.
Mm,
So the first two, we had to adjust. We had
mm,
to move our ways. For instance, one of the challenges was, as at that time I was working on the island, my wife was working
mm,
at Ido, and
mm,
when my wife was on maternity, she decided to look for a school near the place we were living there in
mm,
Kotun. And
mm,
we just took our daughter there. In fact, that day, she cried throughout.
mm,
The following day, the woman said she cannot take her. He said,
mm.
so she
Mm.
attended that school for only one day.
Wow.
And because of that, that forced us to now move her to estate. So the major challenge is that in the morning, we first take her to that Dakande estate all the way from Ikotun. We drop her with my
Mm,
mother-in-law, and then two of us will now
mm,
face Island. And I do the same thing when we are
mm.
coming in the evening. We will first branch the estate. So it
Yeah.
was a very long session every day, waking early, coming back late. So that that was one of the major challenges we initially had to cope with. And after a while, we decided to move closer to my father-in-law's place, which is Abese Estate. And based on that, we we now became close so that our
mm,
journey was now reduced. So we will
mm,
just go and drop her in the estate, then we will face the journey to Island and Ido. And then when we come back in the evening, we just pick her. So from my father-in-law's place to our house then was less than 5, 10 minutes drive. So it made the journey to be very easy.
mm,
Uh, to the glory of God, when we moved her to the estate there, she was able to adjust, and that started the journey on how all of you went through St. Benedict. That is a
mm.
school near our
Yeah,
place. Because
yeah,
we moved closer to them, it became very
mm,
easy. Then
yeah,
another thing that really alleviated the challenge was after she gave back to you, she decided that
mm,
she was no longer working in the bank, that
mm,
she wants to take care of her children. That's my wife. For
mm,
me, it was a very big financial challenge then because we were just
mm,
growing and we were thinking of quickly looking for how we can move to begin to build something to move to our own house. So
yeah,
I felt that if she is now saying, I'm no longer working, maybe that may be difficult to be able to fill that financial
yeah,
gap. But
yeah,
God is a very faithful God. We started life and
mm,
God really prospered us. And to the
mm,
glory of God, we just
mm,
moved from the house in the estate to another one at Federal, where we gave back to Tosin
mm,
and Temi. And then
yeah,
in 2004, we moved to our own
mm,
house. So for
mm,
us, it's been a journey of the faithfulness of God. It's a journey
mm,
that only God uh, can really say how the beginning was and how it is ending. But one major thing we can see is that it is we are doing very well to the glory of God. So the
mm,
challenges were there, but God was equally available for us.
yeah. But is there something that you wish that you could have done differently then in that period of time?
When you are when you you when you are working with God, you are like
Mm,
somebody who is an artist. You are
mm-hmm,
drawing you are drawing an image.
mm,
As at that time, that image is not a complete image because you can decide to erase it, redo it again. But
mm-hmm,
uh, if you if I consider myself like paper and God is the artist, so I don't think there's anything that
mm,
I can say I will do all over again. It depends on
mm,
the way he designed
mm,
it. Because
mm,
sometimes when I sit down and look at it, most of the things one has been able to achieve in life, how did
mm,
one achieve it? It's just God.
mm,
I I look at how did I enter where I worked and
mm,
to be able to retire without any scandal. It's just God.
mm,
So
yeah, yeah,
when you look at so many things that one has gone through, uh, I don't have a single regret because
mm,
God has been there all the way.
mm, yeah. That's it. That's good way to
Mhm.
think about it. Especially
Yeah.
the artist part,
Mm.
the drawing and how we see ourselves on the canvas, and God is the artist. So if He
Yeah.
has designed this to look this way,
Mm.
then there's really nothing you can
And nothing you can
say.
do.
Oh, you
Mm.
know, yeah, He's the one that can ultimately,
Any
speak on that.
attempt to say, this is the way you did it, this is the way you did it, you look as if you are the one that did it. But he did it
Mm,
all.
mm, but how are you on or were you handling lack of sleep? Because I know, like, when you give birth, the child
Mm.
will have their own time, and the
Yes.
time will be usually different from your own schedule. So,
Mm-hmm.
how do you handling like the lack of sleep in that period, the stress?
Honestly, it was a very one major challenge every
Mm,
father must go through
mm,
because um, the intimacy that you have developed with the child
yeah,
in the
mm-hmm,
womb, when the child is now out, that intimacy
yeah,
cannot be aborted. So,
mm,
oftentimes, when I'm sleeping, I suddenly hear the cry, and then I
mm,
wake up. Sometimes my wife is so tired, then I wake her, and two of us will be running around the thing, what the baby needs. Sometimes she will tell me, "You go and sleep because I will have to go to work the following day," while she was still on maternity leave. So it
mm,
was a major challenge. How did I overcome it? I think I was very fortunate. Most of the time, I used to follow the star bus. So what I lose in the night, I will catch during the day,
okay.
the early
Oh,
hours. So I'll be able to
wow,
sleep.
yeah.
And the hold up we have in Lagos today is not, it has been there all over since then. So
Yeah.
that enables me to catch
Yeah.
minimum 1 hour or 45 minutes sleep, minimum.
Yeah.
So before we
Mm.
get to where I will drop in the office. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a way I was able to cover, except when
Mm.
I have to drive. And when I drive, I will get very early to the island. I will sleep in the car, and then before I go to the office. So it's a
Wow.
major challenge
Hey.
that every father will have to cope with. But
Mm.
God will give them grace. Hmm.
Mm. Man. Because
Mm.
because I imagine that some fathers would I've forgotten who it was me and someone talked about this same thing, lack of sleep. And I don't know if
Mm.
I even brought it up. But I imagine like the dad that is so tired and he has to go to work in the morning and he has barely slept and he's
Mm.
driving that morning. He can be sleeping on steering, you
Yeah,
know.
that's a very
So
dangerous part of it.
is in fact, huh,
It's not the best.
just yeah. And they cannot say they won't be, you know, they won't cater to the child when the child is crying
That's that's
because I
why
mean,
that's why in
mm,
some places they give paternity leave because
yeah.
most children cry more during that night
Mm,
because when they are inside, they bounce in the night, and even if they cry, you can't
mm,
hear because they are covered. But now they are
mm,
outside. They still believe that that time is their own time to play about. And,
yeah.
you know, they are not as free as they used to be in the womb. They will roll in the womb. You can't say, oh, don't go that way, don't go that way. But
Mm.
now that they have been born, you now constrict them to a court. They feel like, what am I doing here? So oftentimes that's why they cry. Because cry is the way they express
Yeah.
themselves. So
Yeah.
to say I'm not comfortable, but that's a kind
Mm,
of comfort they need when they're outside. When they are
mm,
inside, they are covered. But when they are outside, you can't leave them the way they used to be inside. So
mm,
everybody will prepare for it, both the father, the mother, because until the child is asleep, you cannot
mm.
sleep and say, let the child be crying. It will disturb
Yeah.
everybody because oftentimes they cry mostly in the middle of the night.
Mm.
And if you happen to be in a society where there is no light, even where there's light, everywhere will be quiet in the night. So
Mm.
the noise will be echoing everywhere and it can be very embarrassing.
Mm. Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree. I agree. It must. That's one.
Yeah.
That's the one part
Yeah.
that is
But it's a good one. It doesn't last for too long. It
yeah.
doesn't last for too long. It's part of
Mm.
the adjustment.
Yeah. It
Mm,
is.
mm, mm.
Hey.
Yeah,
So
it's part of
so
it.
what would you say you did really well as a parent?
My what I know I can do very well is I have a way with children. In
Mm.
fact, it still plays out. I
Mm.
think it was on Monday. I went
Yeah.
to the hall. And, we have a crèche there. And I saw
Yeah.
this child who was crying. Nobody could carry him. And I carried him,
Mm.
put him on my chest, and as I was rocking the back, he kept quiet.
Mm.
People were wondering, what did
Mm.
you do? I said, well, I just had a way with children. There's a way you carry them,
Yeah.
and they will know, yes, this is a friend, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is an act every father must discover.
Yeah.
Even while
Yeah.
raising little Sarah in our meeting then, it was the same
Mm.
thing. When she's crying, I
Hey.
carry her, put her there. Then when you are rocking the back, when
Mm.
we are rocking the back, the baby will want to maintain eye view with you. Say, who is this
Yeah.
friend?
Mm.
Unlike if you carry them and you face them to yourself. No, they don't because the part of the chest where the heart is solemn
Mm.
to babies.
Mm.
So when you put them there and you rock their back, they feel very
Mm.
warm and friendly.
Mm.
So I can say me, I have a way with children. When babies cry and I carry them to the glory of God, that's a way they keep quiet and whoever wants to attend to them can attend to them.
Mm.
So that is one way I know I have with children. And then another thing is that uh, like children, they love gifts. I mean, as they are growing up, once you begin to give them gifts, they will be endowed to you. So once you begin to do that, they will see you as somebody they can confide in and you get along with them. So that's
With
another
gifts?
way. Yes, as they are growing,
Okay. Mm.
uh, as they are growing. When they are small, take care of them, rock them, make them feel
Mm.
welcome. And as they are growing, you can
Mm-hmm.
be giving them gifts. Like
Mm.
we buy biscuits, we do so many things,
Mm.
you know. At least just make them happy because children like to be happy.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. What about as they become get into their teens, become adults, like were
Yeah,
there things that you do?
it's the same process. You see, friendship is universal and friendship
Mm.
is comprehensive. What I mean by that is that you don't become a friend suddenly. Friendship
Mm.
evolves. You
Mm.
cultivate it.
Yeah.
Like when the child is crying, okay, don't worry, it's okay.
Mm.
In fact, when the child sees you, the child will want to move towards you because it
Mm.
sees you as a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if you are the one that say, go away, go away, go away, when the child
Mm.
sees you, he moves away. Even when
Mm.
you say, come, 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 the child has not developed friendship with you, so he will not come.
Mm.
Even when you are genuinely calling the child doesn't see you as
Mm.
a friend, so the child moves away. So
Mm.
there are some people, They just spank and spank and spank. And then they say, ah, come now, I'm your friend now. No, you can't be my friend because you have not
mm,
cultivated friendship. So that's why I said friendship is universal and it's comprehensive. You don't run into it, you build it. It's like
mm,
friends with the adult. When you want to befriend an adult, it takes time. You don't just say
yeah.
today, ah, you are my friend. No.
Mm,
For instance, in church, some of the time I will just go to their department there. Even in our nursery school, I will go around, I will give them high five, high five. You see the way they are rushing. Grandpa, 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 grandpa. You know, they see you as a friend. You are not the
mm,
same age with them. They recognize that, but
mm,
they see you as somebody their heart can warm up to.
yeah, yeah. Mm,
So that's basically the way it works.
mm.
Mhm.
Then is it for so if the child is becomes a teen, like
Mm.
say for example, me and my siblings now, like the your the things you did really well as a parent, like it has changed, is what you're saying. Like over as we became older and older.
Yes, because there's evolution in growth. Um, you One thing I usually do, and
Mm,
between you and Tommy, the two of you like
yeah.
to stay indoors. One thing I
Mm,
normally do
yeah.
is that
Mhm.
I used to come to your rooms,
Yeah, yeah.
to come and see what you are doing. But for Tosin and Temi,
They're
they're
always
always
outside.
around, that the Tosin will trouble you until you talk. So, everybody has their own style.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you you give each one
Mm,
the leeway to be able to use their style, but
mm,
you won't just abandon them. That's why
mm-hmm.
you see me coming to your rooms. Until one day I remember I knocked, I didn't knock. I just entered Tommy's room and she said, ah, Daddy, you didn't even knock. I said, get away. Do I need to knock before I enter your room? That was a signal telling me that, Daddy, I'm becoming of age. Oh. So don't just bump into my room like that. So there are different stages
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know. So, but everybody has their own way of life, and you must give it to
yeah,
them, or else
yeah.
you are going to you are
Mm,
going to step on their privacy, and they may not
mm,
forgive you easily.
mm,
Mm.
mm. So like this now, like as we are currently in our adult phases,
Mm.
eh, for each of us, what's the thing that you see that you do well, like now, that or you've always done or you do right now that you feel like is really good.
Well, one thing that we must thank God for is the
Mm,
technology of social media,
mm,
like what we are having now.
yeah, yeah.
I remember then when the Mupoko, when they were going to US, the
Mm,
best way to communicate with them was via email. And this email I'm talking
yeah.
about, it was because Netco was advanced. There was
Mm,
nothing like this kind of GSM that you can say hello, how are you,
yeah.
WhatsApp. There was nothing like that.
Ah,
So
wow.
it is via email, and
Hmm.
that email is not common.
Yeah, it's
So,
not too.
so before you can get email, the major email
Mm,
that was popular then was Yahoo.
yeah, Yahoo.
So everybody was majorly on Yahoo before
Mm,
Gmail came, before the other mail, Hotmail, and the rest came. So communication was not there then. But one thing I have done, and which I will recommend to any family, is that we have a platform
mm,
which we use to get in touch with every member of the family.
mm,
And thank God, because we didn't even know that we will be scattered all over the world the way we are. So
yeah,
at least
mm,
on a daily basis, we can
yeah,
navigate via WhatsApp group. Sometimes we
yeah, yeah.
do family call, and
Mm-hmm.
email is not very popular as
Yes.
WhatsApp. In one
Mm,
minute, you can do WhatsApp to get
mm,
everybody's attention. So
mm,
um, I was telling somebody 2 or 3 days ago or so that me, I'm a communication expert. So I like people
mm,
that communicate. That's why you
mm.
see me every day. I throw the open heaven there. I do
Yes,
a
yes,
prophetic tonic. Even if the
yes,
response
yes.
is not comprehensive as
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
want, but I just drop it. At least
Yeah, yeah.
just to
Mm.
keep communicating with one another.
Engage.
Because
Yes, yes,
one
yeah.
thing about life is that a world without communication will eventually die.
Mm,
In fact, you know some people with their way of communicating.
mm,
If they are not
mm,
there again, you will know. Oh, this link is gone. So
mm,
we have created that niche to communicate every day.
mm,
And when we don't hear from each other, you can easily send message. How are you doing? Hope you are fine. This and that. That was not available before, but thank God for what we have now.
mm.
We can do that. So it's a good thing for every family to have it.
Yeah,
That
it
is
is.
a WhatsApp group. Then another thing that we did that is very helpful to grow the family is we used to have this family meeting then, if you remember, though it wasn't for too long,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk, we exchange our views. And you people
Mm,
will tell us, oh, daddy, this is what you said the other day, especially Tosin.
yeah.
So he will
Yeah.
always tell you, this is what I like, this is what. So, and with that, the sense of
Mm,
belonging was created. And at least from
mm,
there, you begin to know what people prefer to what you are doing. So, as a
mm,
parent, you are not to be ignorant of what your children want. And
mm,
as children too, you are not ignorant of what your parents want. So
mm,
that avenue too was a very good source of creating sense of belonging.
mm,
Then another thing is that as a father, I try to create time for the children,
mm.
for every one of you. Anytime I'm on leave, I was always doing the school run. You know, when
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not on leave, your mommy does it. But
Mm-hmm.
anytime I'm around, I don't skip it, which is
Mm,
another way of good or adequate parenting. And then when
mm.
you people went to university, I will
Yes.
always make sure I'm around
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
at
Yeah, every
least
time.
to see how you are faring. Because
Mm-hmm.
you see, any relationship you don't build, relationship is like building a house. If
Mm.
you lay the foundation and you say, I'm not building again, you can't claim a house.
Yeah.
But what makes a
And
house
it's
is that you keep building,
mm,
building until you do get to decking, roofing level, and then you say, okay, let's go to
yeah.
our house. To
Mm,
that relationship.
mm, mm. And the way you say
Mm.
it, like is actually very true because I've seen families where uh you can be related by blood, but that doesn't mean that you would have a relationship.
Mm.
And it's because the communication was not nurtured enough. So, and
Mm-hmm.
like you say, when the communication dies, then that
Mm.
relationship is gone. Like it just
It's
doesn't
gone.
exist. It doesn't, and even if you're even related by blood, it doesn't matter at that point
Mm.
because
Mhm.
you just not nurture the relationship.
Relationship, yeah.
And then yeah, because it's funny, like this present is kind of also you touched on being like a present dad in the lives of your children. Because I think that that's another thing that a lot of men uh fathers usually miss out on is that being present in their lives and showing up in that way. Because the other day I was talking to also Brother Charles, and we he touched on this thing about how that's why anytime he's around, he's the one that usually goes to drop the kids at school. And usually when he's going to drop the kids at school, it's a period of time to, bond with them, have that
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to be present. Because it's that relationship that is later in the future, because of you've kept the communication lines open, you've been
Mm-hmm.
there. It's easy to still keep up communication even after years and years and years of growing up together, becoming adults and all those things. So it's something that I feel like, more dads need to be conscious about. Like both
Mm-hmm.
the because I've seen all those strange father daughter relationships, father son relationships, just because those little things like you mentioned, the dad maybe dad was never going for being present in the school or the affairs of the kids. It just all
Mm-hmm.
those things always just affects the relationship when they become adults. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's good that you showed up in those times when you should have. Because I remember looking back now, how you're always there going to drop us in school. Because all those times it didn't really make sense that time. But now when I look back on it, I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that shows an example of like how to be present. Like even if you never taught us what it means to be present, dad, but like the way you showed it was how it registered in our brains. Like, okay, that's how you also be present for your own child when you have one, that kind of
Mm.
thing. So, and it's funny, the meeting you mentioned about the one we used to do, I feel
Mm.
like that one, me and Tome, we barely always spoke in that one because we're always scared that if we say if we say our minds, that will be will be criticized for whatever we say. So it was always to say that that we will push.
To say it's never worried,
So
so he say it so. He will say it. I
we
used
always
to
push
enjoy
him.
it. He used to enjoy it. And
Yeah, but I think it's a very good.
in
Yeah.
fairness to him, he doesn't used to show it as if people pushed him. He will say it as if he's the
Uh,
originator.
yeah,
Mm.
it's because whatever one person sees, the other person feels it too. So it's like
Mm.
even if you don't say it, and to say sees it, it's most likely saying the same thing that we would have said. Maybe it's just saying
Yeah.
it in a different way, but it still leads back to the same this thing because all of us we talk, so we know how we feel about certain things that were done in the
Mm.
house and stuff. So if one person says something, the other person is definitely going to say the same thing too. But we just felt like if we had spoken, we just be met with much more like a lot of what's it called pushback and
Maybe
criticisms and you
backlash.
know
Mm.
yeah and
Mm.
and I think that meeting. Speaking of which, that meeting is also an ingredient that for me, if I want to like when I get get my own family, like it's something that I would also implement to where we're
Yeah.
having those kind of honest feedback and if safe space for them to share their minds and say okay something that maybe somebody did something that they didn't like and it can just be addressed instead of
Mm-hmm.
carrying that hurt or unforgiveness. And if for where necessary, when someone finds out that they are wrong, they can always just apologize and say, "Oh, I didn't mean it that way, but this if
Mm-hmm.
that's how you took it, then I sincerely apologize. But it came from a place of the person cannot explain where it came from, how that is about love, and it didn't really it was no intentions to kind of make the person feel small about themselves or insignificant, but yeah, it's a very good opportunity for families to bond and become better,
Mm-hmm.
actually. So I it's one question. I like moments. Do you ever feel like there were times where you were probably struggling um as a parent at the time where when we're already all grown, maybe when our teens, and that you felt like you were you were kind of struggling in
Struggling
was there any moment
in what way?
um like did you ever feel were there ever moments that you felt like you were maybe falling short in a way with with parenting us, and maybe when we're already like much more older,
Mm.
and yeah, maybe in our mid-teens or teens.
Well, the one thing that really got me upset was my transfer to Abuja before my retirement.
Mm,
You know,
yeah,
in all my life, I've
yeah.
learned to live with my family.
Yeah, yeah.
So going to Abuja for me was the
Mm.
boringest part of my life. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
those 3.5 or 4 years was like nightmare for me.
Hmm.
And that's why since I retired in 2021,
Yeah.
May, I've never gone back to Abuja.
Mm.
Because for
Wow.
me it was a good stage of my life. At least I became a management staff in NNPC, which so many
Mm.
people prayed for. Some got, some
Mm-hmm.
didn't get until they retired. Because it's
Mm.
a quantum leap from where you are
Mm.
as a senior staff to management staff. But
Mm.
it was a very boring period, and that was why when I look back, and that's why
Mm.
I tell people in church, God has done so much for me as a person that I
Mm.
cannot thank Him enough. One
Mm.
instance I gave recently is because of my family background and my closeness to my wife and children. Taking me to
Mm.
Abuja was a good thing, but it meant I will be missing my family. So what did I do? I now made sure I was always around. To the extent that some people didn't even know that I've been transferred. And God so made it then, ticket money was very cheap.
Mm.
So once I land in Abuja on Monday or Tuesday, I've already bought the return ticket for that same week or the following week. Maximum has
Mm.
always been like 2 weeks. There's no time I've
Yes.
spent 1 month. So
No.
that was a sad part of me having to leave my family. But I thank God because
Mm.
God gave me a window to be able to
Mm.
afford the transport, the airfare,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
it was cheap then. Do you know, as soon as I retired, the airfare went up. Today, one way to
Mm.
Abuja is almost 100,000, which will buy
Mm.
me like 5 tickets in those days. There are times I was
Wow.
spending just 18
Mm.
on one ticket, to the extent that Airpeace
Eh?
gave me free tickets that time, you know. So now everything has gone up. So that
Mm.
was one sad part of my life that, if I recollect, I always thank God I came out of it
Mm.
without any
Mm.
injury
Mm.
because, uh, though cooking was not a problem because I could cook very well, but I was
Mm.
very lonely because the kind of
Yeah.
lifestyle they do there, me, I can't do it.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
full of terrible things. Men
Mm.
who are married, when they get to Abuja, they lose their marriage. They begin to
Mm.
go after so many. Then they registered us with Abuja
Golf.
International Golf Club. We
Yeah,
used to
golf.
go
Yeah.
there. When we
Mm-hmm.
finish playing golf, we go back to the house and sleep.
Mm.
because I
mm,
don't, anywhere I am, I don't enjoy nightlife.
mm-hmm,
So my night is either to study or to sleep
mm, mm,
or listen to news. So, and
mm,
the Abuja life is built on nightlife. And for me,
mm.
I always see night as very dangerous if I'm not
Yeah.
engaged in it. What am I doing outside in the
Mm.
night? So, and then when I get to the house, I'm alone.
Yeah.
So, if you are running a shift, you are running a shift. But
Yeah.
you are on social nights for what? What are you doing? What are you eating? What do you want to? So I'm not cut out for things like that. So that made
Mm,
Abuja to be very boring. And
mm,
like I said, I don't really have any regret in life, but it was a down moment for me. But thank God,
mm.
God saw me through. And
Yeah.
today we are out of it.
Yeah. And it's funny because like it never felt like you actually in Abuja for me. Oh.
Yeah,
Because
yes,
every
yes, that
every
was
other
what God,
weekend.
that was what God did for me. He made it very easy for me to be going and coming, going and
I'm
coming.
telling you, it didn't even
Sometimes,
feel like
yeah,
when you say it now,
yeah.
you say
Sometimes when I sit
3 years,
down
like
and I
it's
look
four
at
years.
it, almost four
Yeah.
years, but I did it without any stress. Even the church,
Wow.
they couldn't believe that
Yeah.
pastor is transferred.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, it didn't feel
thank God.
it didn't to me, it didn't feel it that way. That you
Yeah,
actually there for 3, 4 years because it also always felt like
yes,
you were around every time.
yes,
Every
yes.
time you were
Most
around.
times,
So
I will leave on
yeah,
Tuesday. By Friday or Saturday, I'm already back.
yeah, exactly. Even
So,
the church, I'm pretty sure like they're like I'm sure some people have been confused that were you
yes,
actually in Lagos or are you
Abio,
actually being transferred
because
because they
mo-
always
most Sunday I'm always almost there, always.
hmm yeah, even
So,
midweek
but
services too. I remember
uh,
you
yes,
come for
and
the Thursday
you
ones at
you
least.
know you know when whenever they also have anything for us to do in Lagos, I will stay in
Hmm.
the house, and that
Yes.
enabled me
Mm.
to also take part in Tuesday and Thursday activities. But
Yes, yes, yes.
I did that for
So,
the family and also for the
hmm
church. And
yeah.
for me,
Mm.
that's one of the ways to keep the family together.
Yeah. And in
Mm,
Abuja too, for me too was one of my, and I'm glad because the fact that we were able to go there as a family at some point
mm,
to
mm.
enjoy, was it Christmas that
Yes,
we enjoyed
Christmas and
together?
then my send
So
off.
yeah,
You
like it
people
was
came for my
that
send off.
period, yes. In
Mm.
fact, because I've never been to Abuja, so just the opportunity to
Okay.
see another state was
Yes.
very, till now, Save, I tell people that if I'm going back to Nigeria to live, if I want to live anywhere, it will have to be Abuja because it
Okay.
felt more, yeah, especially, the place where we stayed too was kind of, it
Yes.
felt more secure. There was a sense of like
Mm, mm.
community, in a way. It felt like I was
Yeah.
a part of a safe space. The
Mm,
environment
mm,
was
mm,
good, not
mm.
so much traffic and all that
Yeah.
jargon that used to happen in Lagos. So it was a
Mm.
good experience for me to be able
Yeah.
to even see that part of the world too at that time
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think I would have been able to see Abuja if you weren't there. That's just the truth.
Yes.
I would
Yes.
not have
Yes.
I would not have had that opportunity to be able to
That was a
experience.
golden opportunity.
Yeah. And then we
Mm.
went around too. We saw, I think we went to the park. There was one
Yes.
place that we went to where,
Mm-hmm.
and I even got to see my friend because that friend that I said I was on the phone with
Mm.
just some before this call.
Mm.
He was one of that friend that I saw in Abuja when I went there. Like that time we went
Okay.
there, I went to go and see one of my friends that was there.
Mm.
So that
Mm.
took me to we went to some one park like that, and I think we went to
Mm.
the Jabi Lake, that mall.
Yeah, Jabi Lake. We went to the mall, then
So
we went to
you
this
know,
park near the
yeah,
stadium. Mm.
yes, yes. So
Mm.
I mean, it was a very, very interesting place, honestly. And
Yes.
if I want to go back, I don't think I want to stay in Lagos. I prefer Abuja because I've seen what it looks like, and I'm like, this one is
No,
this
it's
one
a
is
quiet place. It's
yeah,
a quiet place. Only it can be very boring if you don't have a family there. Mm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Because of the kind of life.
speaking of like how you navigated that period of like work and family. Like how you used to balance work and being there for me and my siblings and even mommy.
I
Because
think everything in life answers to
mm,
determination.
mm,
Anything you want to do in this world will answer
yeah,
to determination. That's why
mm,
you
mm,
cannot undermine a determined person.
mm,
Once you are determined, there's nothing you cannot do.
mm,
Because you see, uh, when you are determined, your veins, your energy, everything
mm,
responds to it.
mm,
So my major focus was the family. I could remember then, even in the office, they used to call me Mr. No Overtime because they
mm.
will entice you to do overtime so that you can get more
Ah,
money. Because with
wow.
overtime, you can get money. But I used to tell them,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
didn't know there was
interested.
a thing there.
Yes, there was overtime.
Mm,
Uh,
wow.
some of our engineers, they will stay, they will do overtime. Me, I
Wow.
normally tell them I am going home. No money you want to pay me. So
Yeah.
that determination was there.
Mm,
Number two is, like I said, my way of life. I don't like anything night. So
mm,
when it is getting dark, I don't
mm,
have phobia for darkness, but it just doesn't cut out with me to stay out in the night.
mm,
If I don't stay in my home or with my family, what am I doing outside in the night? So that
mm,
also helped me to create the bond. There was a challenge I had with Tommy then
mm,
when we were racing her. She was small girl then. There was a
mm,
weekend I carried her one Saturday. I carried
mm,
her, and then she turned her eyes and looked at me, and I saw in her eyes that like a query, who is this man? Because we used to come every night, so we never had any any interaction. So and I told the mother, I
mm,
said, see the way your daughter is looking at me. Oh. I don't like this
mm.
face. Oh. He said it's because every night is when we don't get to see her during the day. So
Yeah.
it's like
Okay.
strange that
Wow.
see this man. Where have you been?
Mm,
So that one really gave me, and that
mm,
was like I said, that moved us to getting close to the house in the estate, so that
mm,
we can really reduce
mm.
the night time, and see
Yeah.
more of each other. So for me, I believe in family. I believe in bonding with the family, and it has really paid off. And I
Mm,
thank God for my wife too. We think alike. She too. She doesn't run in the night. She doesn't like night. You know, when it's getting late. We are
yeah.
even in church. We want to say let's
Mm,
go home, and my wife is she sleeps early.
mm,
So
yeah. Mm,
even by now, if I enter the room now, she will have slept. So uh, the bonding became very easy once
mm,
we determined to make it easy. So that's what I would
mm,
say. Just share determination, and with God on your side, it will be
mm,
seamless.
yeah. Mm,
Hmm.
yeah. So, what would you see are some of the most important lessons that things that you're trying to teach us? Like, what would you say they are?
Well, the basic thing that will make
Mm,
life an advantage to anyone
mm,
is to know God.
mm,
Is to know God.
mm,
Uh, when you know God, you are
mm,
entitled to everything. But when you
mm,
don't know God, life will be 50-50.
mm,
So what I mean by that is Matthew 6:33. Bible says, seek
mm,
ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Every other thing will be added unto you. So
mm,
you must know God, serve
mm,
him, be accountable to him. Every other thing that you are running after will be added to you. You don't need to run after such. You will just see
mm,
those things happening. And then those who are even ahead of you before, when you overtake them, they will just begin to wonder, like me. So many people, I can tell people, even in that netco, when I was a young officer, I used to process visas for the engineers to travel. And I told God, "Oh, God, when will you do my own?" Until
mm.
one day, I can't forget, 2002, after we gave back to Temi, God said,
Yeah.
go and get your passport. I get passport. What
Mm,
is happening? Do you know? March the
mm,
following year, 2003,
yeah.
that's when I
Mm,
went to Namibia. Then by April, I went to Newcastle. By November, I was in London.
mm,
In 1 year, I
mm,
traveled 3 times.
mm,
In fact, the engineers who used to process their visa, none of them can do three in a year. Because even if you are
mm,
going on project, they will nominate another person. Say, you have gone now. So give another person.
mm.
So
Yeah.
every one of them, to the glory of God, I remember then, my friend Sheyi Akpata then used to laugh at me. Wale, you always carry your family out. They are always traveling. I say, yes, so it's an investment that will pay off in future. To the glory
Mm,
of God, when you people wanted to travel, when they looked at your travel history, they will say,
mhm,
these ones have traveled many times. Let's leave them. But if you have not been traveling, they may doubt and say, maybe these ones want to go and stay there. So
mm,
when you put God first, he will plan your life for you. But if you don't put him
mm,
first, other people will just be planning. They will be overtaking
mhm,
the person. So that's one. Then number two, you must be
mm,
determined. You must be determined.
mm,
Life issues answer to those who are determined.
mm,
If you are not determined, they will just push you out and move.
mm,
Those who are determined
mm,
will overtake you. Number three,
mm,
you must plan your life. You
mm,
must plan. Like me, I believe in planning. You
mm,
know, when you make a plan and you take it to God, God will bless the
mm,
plan. Let me give you some instances. I remember when it was 10 years to my retirement. That was when we
mm,
laid the foundation of the hall. We were doing my
mhm.
58th birthday very early. We quickly
Yeah.
went to lay the foundation of the hall because I said, let me see what I can retire into. Then,
Mhm,
when it was five years to my retirement, I started believing God because your mom shared the idea of a school with me. And I said, God
mm,
will do it. God will do
mm,
it. God will do it. And to the glory
mm,
of God, it was
mm,
at that time they promoted me and took me to
mhm,
Abuja. And then we're able to build that school within 1 year because they were
mm,
just paying me all kinds of money. So, and
mm,
thank God, everything
mm.
went well. So,
Yeah.
what am I saying? If you plan, God will help you to execute the plan. Remember, the foundation
Mm,
is Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first.
mm,
Every other thing will be added. Every other thing that you are determined about, every other thing that you are planned about, and then
mm,
the next point, which is point number 4, is that let what you have be meaningful to you, meaning that
mm,
be contented.
mm,
in Netco, like our secretary in the office, one Mrs. Kenny,
mm,
she came to this house one day like that and said, Oga, is this where you live? I said, yes. Ah, is this your house? I said, yes. And in the office, you don't make noise, you don't do anything. Ah, even those
mm,
who are inside rented apartment, they make a lot of noise. I said, well, they are making noise, they own their mouth. But the house you can see today is God that built it for us. It's not by
mm,
power.
mm,
So, and when you are contented, you will not be looking for what is not missing. You
mm,
won't say, I want to be like so and so person. And then you go and put your hand. To the glory of God, since I retired over 5 years now, nothing, nothing, no query, no summon to Abuja. I know some of my colleagues who have been found in error, but thank God
mm,
I didn't soil my hand because
mm,
the little I have is enough for me and my family. So
mm,
I am contented. Then
mm,
the next thing, you must be a person of integrity,
mm,
because when you don't have integrity, you'll be a beggar.
mm,
Because when you have integrity, integrity is saying it the way it is without missing words. But
mm,
if you don't have integrity, you tend to lie. And when you are caught, you'll be begging. And me, that was one thing I used to tell people, especially in covenant. Please, so don't offend Oyedepo because the man does not allow begging. I mean, I don't even like
mm,
begging.
mm,
So you must be a person of integrity. The next thing, you
mm,
must be fair, fair to all, fair to the rich,
mm,
fair to the poor. Because if you are fair to all, the person that will help you tomorrow may not be a rich man, may be a poor person. So let's just be fair to
mm,
all. And when you are fair
mm,
to all, even God will be
mm.
fair to you. I think
Yeah.
basically those are some of the things that have really helped me. And
Mm,
if people build on it, it can also help them.
mm,
So
mm.
that's
I have,
mm,
yeah. Thank you for that.
mm,
I think the other day I was also mentioning to somebody how that contentment is something that I learned from my parents. Like, because no matter how little, because we're talking about investment and saving, I was telling the person that there's no amount of money that even if you have so much money, it's not by how much you have, it's by how much you are able to manage, no matter how little it is, or no matter how big. Because the little that you have, if you cannot um use it while you have that little, when the big one comes, it's still the same you, the same habit that you built over time, will still be there.
mhm,
So I said like those things are things that I also learned from, watching you and mommy um do life, even when we hide, it was never like, oh, we have to, you know, splurge and just spend anyhow. It
mm,
was more of, no matter how, when we have or when we don't have, you should
mm,
keep the same mindset about like, being able to be contented with what you have. And that's something that I learned from watching you and mommy, for sure.
mhm,
So that one has really, really, stuck with me. And those other points are seems to also taken off. So I have just a few more questions. What's something that about being a dad that most people don't talk about?
mm.
What's something about being a dad that people don't talk about?
Okay, maybe the one thing about being a dad that most people don't talk about has to do with uh, playing the dual role
Mm,
together. What I mean by dual role is that you are a father to the children, you are the husband to your wife.
Mm.
Oftentimes, most fathers are in the middle.
Mm.
They don't want to disappoint their wife, and they don't want to also disappoint their children.
Mm.
Meanwhile, while the father is making so much sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
it's not visible to the mother.
Mm.
And the father at times is in the middle, and
Mm.
the mother curries almost all the favors.
Mm.
So most fathers keep quiet on it because fathers are wired to provide comfort.
Mm.
For instance, I will tell you this for nothing. Every one of you went to private, nursery, primary,
Mm-hmm.
private secondary, private university.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I never sat down one day to tell my wife to say, bring money for the school fees. Never.
Mm. Mm.
Uh, Even your movement to Canada
Mm.
was never
Mm.
negotiated.
Mm.
If I calculate that the money spent, it will run to
Mm.
millions.
Mm.
So most fathers don't, they absorb it without saying it. And that's why most fathers feel bad when it comes to getting the gains. And most of the children want to do 50-50. It's not fair. No, I'm not saying this
Yeah.
to disregard the sacrifices of
Mm.
my wife, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying it that most father sacrifice a lot financially,
Mm.
and when it comes to the benefit, most children want to do 50-50. Is
Mm.
it's not fair, but
Mm.
because they are fathers, they won't talk.
Mm.
So the financial uh, deficit is more on the
Mm.
fathers
Mm.
than the mothers. So
Mm.
most fathers may not talk about it, and then uh, the issue of when it comes to nursing grandchildren,
Mm-hmm.
most fathers feel bad about it, but they
Mm.
won't talk.
Mm.
Let me give you an instance. When you take their wife away to nurse the young
Mm.
ones, the father
Mm-hmm.
feels neglected
Mm.
because he's alone. For instance,
Yeah.
every one of you have gone now, it's only me and my wife. You
Mm.
now take her and then you leave me.
Mm.
At the end of the day, she is in servants. Meanwhile, the man is left alone. So
Mm.
those kind of things normally kill relationship. But
Mm.
most fathers have learned to just be quiet about it. But me,
Mm.
I will not be quiet. Because let me tell you one of
Mm.
the things I used to teach people now is that
Mm.
right from youthful age, they have told
Mm.
boys not to cry.
Mm.
And because boys don't cry, at the end of the day, most men die early. That's
Mm.
why if you look around, you will see so many men usually die before their wives. And it's
Mm.
basically because the pressure is more on the man.
Mm.
And when the pressure is so much on the man, there's nowhere he cannot cry, he can't talk to anybody, so he dies
Mm.
with the pressure.
Mm.
So most fathers will not talk about it. That hey, I am going through this, so bail me out. Meanwhile,
Mm.
because women can be very emotional, they express their own.
Mm.
So that's another thing that fathers may never talk about. Another thing is the the intimacy between children and their parents. Thank
Mm.
God because we have been able to balance it up. Uh, Sometimes you see most of the children navigating towards their mother,
Yeah. Mm.
which is very unfair because
Mm.
as at that old age, the two of
Mm.
you are becoming old, and the older you
Mm.
become, the more lonely you become. So
Mm.
if the children are not there to fill the gap between
Mm.
the two of you, that's why at times when I will tell my wife, "Oh, Toby called me today," oh. I say, he has called, oh, Tosin called, oh, you know, that's how to maintain the bond. Most men, I can tell you, are very lonely because of what they go through in life. Thank God for me. Me, I try to engage myself. Like today, I have prepared my article for Fast Saturday, which I sent to your
Mm.
mom to help me check. I engage myself
Okay.
in that. Before me, on this table now, I have so many things that I'm going to do, have two ministrations on Sunday to engage my.
Mm.
So I'm busy, I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
engaged.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people are not
Mm.
engaged.
Yeah.
So, and once a man is idle at old age, it begins to affect his mind. And that's where all
Mm.
those terrible, terrible things set in. So
Mm.
most fathers die in silence without talking,
Mm.
based on all the few issues I've just explained to you now.
Yeah.
So I think basically those are the things, at least from
Mm.
my own experience.
Yeah. That's a
Hmm.
good. It's good because I had never even thought about some of the things that you shared. But
Ah.
and it's funny. It's funny because me and my guys were on a call like this yesterday, and we talked about he the angle he was talking about he doesn't buy the idea of like mothers and parents getting involved in the nurturing of the child because it makes the husband, kind of detached from the nurturing because the mom will come and say, "Oh, when the dad wants to maybe pick the child and like baby the child, the mom will be like, no, 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 I'll do it, I'll do it." So it kind of denies the husband that opportunity to be present in the nurturing process. So it was like he would not like his mother-in-laws or his mothers to come and be there for that long because he doesn't want to miss out on the nurturing process. So it's interesting that you now, as the grandfather, is coming from the angle of if you if that mom leaves her own husband and is going to go and nurture her child's grandchild, it's like, what about the man that you left at home, your own husband? Is feeling also left behind. And it's interesting that you brought that angle because I had not thought about that. Um, but it's a very valid point that if you are going
Yeah.
to even bring one person, I feel like the two of them can be involved in that process too,
Mm-hmm.
instead of it just
Mm-hmm.
being one person.
Yeah.
Mm. So yeah, I agree. So I wanted to ask for, I think you probably won't touch on it, but an advice that you give
Mm.
to me and other men out there that plan to also become um dads in the nearest future.
Mm. Well, the advice is very simple, and I think
Mm.
every one of you will be conscious of it in the sense that
Mm.
most of the things I've mentioned today, they are
Mm.
not cast of concrete, but
Mm.
basically some of those things
Mm.
they come by intuition, and some of us have been fortunate in the sense that the way God has helped us,
mm,
we believe the same God can help you guys too. But
mm,
uh, like what you have seen us do, I think
mm,
it's better to do likewise. And if it's possible, self improve on what you have seen us do, so that
mm-hmm.
life becomes much more meaningful. To be a
Yeah.
parent or a dad or a husband is very, very
Mm,
easy. You see,
mm,
like I always tell youth,
mm,
uh, when you want to buy a shoe, you look for your size.
mm,
If you buy, if you are wearing size 9 and you go and buy 8.5, you are going to suffer
mm,
pain. If you are
mm,
wearing size 10 and you go and buy size 11, that's oversized. You are going to have to drag the shoe for a long while. And if you are already
mm,
an adult, there's no way your leg can grow more.
mm,
So when you want to buy your shoe, buy your size, test it, and then when you are sure it is your size, you wear it. Anytime you
mm,
wear it, it will fit.
mm,
So marriage is like that, because the first the first leg of success in life is via marriage. Once you miss it, it becomes like 50-50. 50-50 means that
mm,
it can either be or it can be not. So
mm,
uh, more of how successful a person becomes in life comes from marriage.
mm.
And that's why it is always good to ask God before
Yeah.
you enter into a relationship. And once you
Mm,
enter into a relationship with God, every
yeah.
other thing will be seamless. So
Mm,
it's marriage is not a scam. It's a path to enjoyment. Because me,
mm,
if I didn't get married to your mom, maybe God knows where I will be. Not that there are no challenges, so there will be several
yeah. Yeah.
challenges. Like it's
Mm,
like going to a school. You have to go through examination to move to the next class. So those are the
yeah. Yeah.
challenges in marriage. But with God on your side, it's very smooth. It's the best thing that can happen to anybody. So
Mm,
that's just the way it is. Not something to be afraid of,
mm.
because without it, you can't become the best that God wants you to be.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Agree. Yeah. It's
Hmm.
yeah, that's a good point because I was going to ask like but I don't know if it's something that the question that you would be able to answer like what's the what we should young men look out for that planning on settling down to look out for when they are considering relationship that will
Go
lead to
to marry.
marriage. Mm,
Yeah, you. If you read my book, be careful before you say I do. You will see
mm,
everything there, and it has to do with the
mm,
size of your shoe too. If you see
mm,
somebody whose way of life is extravagant, that's not your size. If you see
mm,
somebody that likes to party, that's not your size. If you see
mm,
somebody who cannot manage with you, like we started from a low background to where we are today. And it's amazing.
mm,
We have lived in this house now for 22 years. Can you imagine?
mm,
22 years of our
mm,
life, we have not been paying rent.
mm,
So if anybody had told us then that we are going to, fortunately or unfortunately, we look for house more here in Barua than any
mm,
other place. We got housing,
mm,
but we couldn't afford it. But to
mm,
the glory of God, God brought us there, this same Barua, to come and build our own house. And we have been
mm,
living here now since June 2004. This year,
mm.
last month, makes it 22 years. So why are
Wow.
we able to do that? God was
Mm,
on our side. And then my wife is
mm,
very prudent.
mm,
She doesn't give me stress, financial stress. So
mm,
those are the things you look for in marriage. Don't look for somebody that will always put you under financial trouble. No. Look for somebody
mm,
who's moderate, somebody considerate. You say, where can I get all this? You can get them in God. God can lead
mm,
you. So there is no big deal. God can lead you to that person, and it doesn't take a long time. So that just all you need is be focused, be prayerful, and be very open. Don't create the person I want to marry must be this, must be that. No, 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 no. God can lead you to someone that doesn't look like it, but if God says that is the person, Bible says the Almighty God is able to direct His own. As many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. God can lead you in the place of prayer and
mm,
fasting to say, "Oh, this is going to be my wife." That's the way God led me to your mom in 1987, 88. I prayed
mm,
and God told me, "This is going to be your wife." My wife?
mm,
How? And when I told her, according to her, she said I didn't look like the person, the people she wanted. But God told her,
mm,
"You are going to find comfort in this man." And
mm,
eventually she said yes. So
mm,
you pray about it, God will guide the person, and then you move on. It's not difficult before God at all.
mm,
Marriage is
mm,
the easiest thing because He created it.
mm,
So it's not difficult before Him. So it's not a
mm.
big deal at all. Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Um, yeah, yeah, that would be very helpful to
Yeah.
yeah for the journey. So I have
Mm.
two more questions.
Okay,
The first
just
one
I have
is
another
what was
prayer
the
meeting by 9. Mm.
yeah. So
Mm.
what was the when do you feel most proud of me, Tome, Tosin, and Supergirl? What
Well,
moment did you say?
what gives me great joy is that I have children that don't put me in trouble because, like I
Mm,
said, I don't like begging.
mm,
So when challenges come and it is tilting towards begging, God will make a way. So, and
mm,
I always tell you people, please, I keep still telling Super Girl, make me proud. That when you are leaving
mm,
Nigeria, what did I tell you? I said, make daddy and mommy proud. So
mm,
I am proud of your achievements that
mm,
where you don't have father, mother, especially the amazing thing about Tommy, she
mm,
doesn't know she took it off me. You know, she was supposed to go to US. We had made arrangement, did everything, but her result was not released. So we had to tell the agent. That's how she ended up in Canada. And she told me, said,
mm,
Daddy, don't worry. Brother Popo had already made arrangement so that she can live in the basement. So she
mm,
told me, said, Daddy, don't worry, I'll go to Canada. We don't have anybody there. You don't know anybody. He said, God will be with me. When
mm,
we first went to Thunder Bay and I left her and I was going back, as she saw me off at the airport, I couldn't look back because my eyes were
mm,
wet
mm,
because the place is far.
mm,
And from there, she went to Winnipeg, not knowing anybody. She got a job
mm,
and she started life. And today,
mm,
she is a Canadian. It's thrilling.
mm,
It's exciting
mm,
that
mm,
she laid the foundation, and today,
mm,
every one of you built on
mm.
it. Because I asked
mm,
her, what do you want me to do for you when you graduate? He said that he buy me a car. I said, no problem. But after, before the graduation, she told me, he said, Daddy, I don't want a car. I want to go and travel, to go and study abroad. But
mm. Okay.
today, it has become history. So I am proud of the four of you that you have not put me and your mommy in trouble. Uh,
Mm,
there may be challenges here and there, but they are
mm,
not unsurmountable. And
mm,
you are all on the right path. And
mm,
I know that all our prayer requests as at now will soon become
mm.
testimonies. So
Amen.
I
Mm,
thank God for your lives and
mm.
for all the efforts you are all making.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
One last controversial question is who
Mm.
is your who is your favorite child?
You see, that is one terrible. That's a terrible area, and I always tell parents not to
uh,
fly that kite. Uh, if I can say the three of you look like
yeah.
me, and Temi is a carbon copy of the mother, and I thank God because I always feel bad that how can three
Mm.
of you look like your dad? It's not that. But when Temi came and I saw her, even though
Yeah.
my wife denied it severally, but thank God it is evidently clear. So for me, I love all of you equally
Mm. Yeah.
because if I want to look at it, I can say, okay, you look more like me. Our birthday is almost the same day. In fact,
Yeah.
to say challenge your mom and say, why didn't you wait until the following day? As I said, you know the stress. So,
I'm
and
telling
to
you.
say too, he didn't pick my month, but he picked my day. It's on January 3rd.
Mm, yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
uh, I just love all of you the same way
Mm,
because I
yeah.
don't want to create that barrier. I will say, oh, this is only the one that they favors most. No,
Mm,
every
mm,
one of you, you are equal in my heart to the glory of God.
mm,
And God
mm.
sees my heart.
Yeah.
As things evolve in life, you will
Mm-hmm.
discover that all of you were created with the same grace. And it's
Mm,
just availability that makes the grace to shine more and more. And
mm,
I think that is the way it is for me. All of you are like apples in my eyes, and
yes,
God
sir.
helping us, all of you will succeed excellently before my very eyes. In the
Amen.
mighty
Amen.
name of Jesus. Yeah.
Amen. Yeah. And your four jeeps, like
Yes,
you
four
always
jeeps.
call
So
us.
the four jeeps they will work well, and
Yes, sir.
all shall
Four
be well
jeeps.
by the grace of God.
Yes, sir. Four jeeps.
Yeah.
Your four jeeps. We all love you and
Yes,
appreciate everything that you do for us. Honestly,
thank God.
everything that
Thank
you've
God.
done. Yeah,
Thank God.
it's good.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
It's
for
almost
taking the
2 hours
time.
now.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Appreciate the
God
time.
bless
Yeah.
you. It is well.
All right.
Have a
Yeah.
sound
Thank
evening.
you.
Bye bye.
And you
Yeah.
too. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.